Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here tonight at Road Atlanta. It is raining. In the booth with me here, Christian Taylor. Christian, what are you thinking of this one?
I was trying to, walk the track a little bit. Got soaked out here, racing in the rain. We're NASCAR boys. We forbid this kind of sorcery, but we're gonna do it and encourage it here tonight here at Motor City Racing League.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. We're used to seeing a sprinkle in a race being delayed about 3 hours, so this is going to be wild. These GTPs just got done with their qualifying session, and it's official. Top of the board for the GTPs. Quick time, Dan Kohler on the top here with the GTPs. Casey Catola, CK, top of the board, LMP2s, and the GOAT of GT3, Alex Lalonde, in that Ford Mustang, is going to kick off from the pole position with the GT3s.
Now, it is pouring right now.
Yeah, this is a track we've never been at. I mean, have you learned anything about this place, or do you have any information?
So I will say that the full name for this track is the Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta. Michelin bought the naming rights back in 2018. This is located in Braselton, Georgia, about an hour northeast of Atlanta. It opened back in 1970. A good year, I might add. 2.5 miles, 12 official turns with tons of elevation change. Keep an eye out tonight on turn 11. It's a downhill, blind, flat-out right-hander leading onto the front stretch. Many pros say it's one of the scariest corners in America.
I don't even know what that means, what you just said, but we'll keep an eye on it. At least you will. But field is about to get gridded up here tonight. We are at Road Atlanta here in Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, it just quit raining and the sun's out, Christian.
Oh, the angels in heaven are singing tonight. The rain is gone. It's supposed to be a rain race. I don't think these drivers prepared for this.
Yeah, this is going to be crazy here, folks, but I'm going to dig through the Hutchinson Motorsports TV tunes, best tunes in the business. We're going to get something playing here. Here we go. Let's get tonight's starting lineup up for you great fans at home. Tonight, we've got 3 classes, multi-class IMSA style racing here with MCR Motor City Racing. Here is tonight's starting lineup. For the GTPs, on the front row in the pole position in the 15, Christopher Damkohler. On his outside, the 96, Ian Drennan. Row number 2 on the inside, going to be the 8 of Julian Padilla. On his outside, the 57, big shout out. He had a donation to make this happen tonight, Michael IRacing. Row number 3 on the inside in the 16, all the way from India, Om Prajapati. On his outside, the 91, Stephen Nassif. And starting last for the GTPs, all by himself in the 55, Sam Trotter.
Moving right along to the LMP2s, your pole sitter is Casey Catola. And to his outside, Nate B in that 93 machine. Row number 2, you find Michael Hickman and Puddles. Row number 3, Tyler Gayhart and Daniel Non-Ziason in the 95. Row number 4, Matthew Elmore. To his outside, Nate Orowski in that 11 machine. And row number 5, Daniel Wynn Roberts in the 23, and Jason Densalt in the 279, and Graham Gorley in the 19.
And ladies and gentlemen, your GT3, here's your starting lineup for them on the pole position for these GT3 machines. The GOAT of the class, the 72, Alex Lalonde. On his outside, the 22, Marco Benetti. Row number 2 on the inside, gonna be the 26, Cameron Fader. On his outside, the 38, Tyler Merritt. Row number 3 on the inside, the 9, Michael Ford. On his outside, the 3, Braden Beck. And in the final row, gridded up here tonight for your GT3 class, the 125, Jake Young. And starting dead last from Canada, the 2, Tyler Mantle.
What a jam-packed field. Ladies and gentlemen, forgive me for my slip-ups. We had to cut costs tonight. Blake told me just yesterday that I would not be flying out to the track and it would have to broadcast remotely while he sits in the booth at Road Atlanta. I have to broadcast remotely. How about that, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, you know, with Zoom capabilities nowadays, I figured why would I pay for Christian to come to the track when I just have him sitting at home? He's at his own house, folks, paying his own electricity bill. This is honestly a great deal.
We have Cody Moore in the chat throwing shade at our GTP drivers, stating that there are no Cadillacs. There is no piece of American machinery in the GTP class. How do you feel about that, Blake?
I am not sure about that. I was checking out my log said somebody wrecked there. Tyler Gayhart just jumped to the pits. I didn't see what happened, but we'll rewind it here in a bit, folks, as the field gets set. By the way, there is a new MCR logo. Looks like it didn't save when I uploaded it, but you will see it on our side-by-side cam when we go to break. You saw it before the show as well. But a new great-looking logo that Casey Catola, you'll be seeing him wheel that LMP2 in the pole position. Made a wonderful logo for the MCR series here. Christian, what do you think about it?
It is, you know, it's honestly a pretty decent-looking logo. One of the better logos of racing leagues that I've seen out there.
He did a great job, you know, but the field is about set here. Let's pull up our track map for you great fans at home.
12 turns here tonight. Like I said before, nearly 100 feet elevation change from the highest to
Green
lowest
flag,
point.
green
Pace cars
flag.
off.
Green flag in the air for your GTPs as they head down the front straightaway.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your LMP2 class leading the way as they make that hard right turn. Green flag in the air for LMP2s.
LMP2's underway, and now here come the GT3 side by side. Green flag waving in the air. We are all underway here. Motor City Racing here at Road Atlanta in the wet water.
Wet water indeed, wet track, and I've already seen 2 incidences. One before, Jesse Becker in the chat said he saw someone backwards already. We missed it. Jesse didn't.
Looks like Tyler Mantle junked it here, I think before the green even came out. Let's see what happened. It looks like my log lied. I don't see him crashing at all. He just slowed down a little bit.
Probably where he hit the brake there.
Yeah, so let's jump back out front here. Dan Kohler out front in your GTPs has that bad, fast Ferrari. That 15 machine is hooked up here, Christian.
Definitely so. Already set out on a mission to, you know, leave the pack behind them. You have P1, P2, and then a cluster of cars behind that, fighting for the 3rd through 7th position.
Boy, good thing it quit raining. This track is still wet, but it was downpouring during practice. They were throwing water all over each other. It is not as bad right now, but you see them going to the side to try to stay out of that path. They don't want water thrown up on their windshields.
No, the race leader goes sideways off the track.
Yeah, Dan Kohler flies off the track there from the race lead. He's going to get that thing back going, and he's going to drop back to 5th as we take a look over at your LMP2 leader, Casey Catola, and it looks like his teammate goes to the inside looking to make the pass.
Doesn't get away with it. I see we have a call on the track.
Yeah, it looks like Graham Gorley is junked as we're watching Nate Bednowski run in the 2nd spot here behind Casey Catola, his teammate. These two are always racing hard, Christian. I remember last week they were bumper to bumper the whole race, basically.
You know, it practically is straight just them racing the entire race together. They're, I'd say, equally matched skill levels, and unless one of them makes a mistake, they stay together the entirety of the event.
Well, I tell you what, Nate B has to be sick of seeing that back bumper, Casey. You know, if I'm Nate B, you might be my teammate, but I'm sick and tired of it. I might just turn you.
You know, that sounds like something you would do, Blake. I mean, I've been off your bumper a few times over in the Super Speedway Series.
Yeah, well, sometimes, you know, you just get sick and tired of being behind someone. And it looks like he makes the pass here. Casey Catola going to let him go. He hurt us up here. He does not want to get turned. Casey Catola going to fall back to 2nd here for your your LMP2s. And Christian, take a look who it is. It's their other teammate. It's Puddles.
Puddles. I was talking to Puddles, or let me rephrase that. I tried to talk to Puddles before the race. I walked up to him, you know, we had the camera rolling, I had my microphone, and he was like, And I said, well, nice to talk to you, Puddles. And his response was, and I asked him, how do you feel about the night? And he goes, and walked away from me.
Yeah, it's a man of not many words, Puddles, but he's running third. So this team out front, 1, 2, 3 for the LMP2s. But let's take a look at the GT3s. And Alex Lalonde, trouble for him. He is dropped back to 6th here, Christian. Let's try to find what happened to Lalonde.
I don't see a crash report.
I don't either. I saw Sam Trotter wreck. Let's see what happened there.
Sam Trotter just making his way through the S's here. Running at 55, gets a little loose off the rumble strip, slings it around, comes to a stop right on the track, almost gets smoked. Able to drive on and live another day, but barely.
Yeah, we're going to pull up your intervals here. Take a look. Lalonde, hopefully he's got no damage. Going to get that thing rolling. He's got some work to do, but Christian, we saw him win last week by, I don't know, it was probably over a minute. So he can probably get it done, but he did let us know that wet track racing is not his thing.
Definitely not. You know, you take one of the best road racers and put a little water in them, and they are just junk.
100%, but Lalonde going to try and figure it out here. Maybe that track will dry up as all these cars rip it around. Let's jump out front to our overall leader here, Om Prajapati in that 16, but he's got some company right behind him. Stephen Hassett right there with him.
Stephen Hassett in the yes, Acura. Chasing down that BMW and Prajapati.
Yeah, Prajapati, the lone BMW here in the class, your leader. He led some laps last week, and I believe he had some trouble, flew off the track, and had to tow it.
He is your lone BMW if you do not look at P4 of Julian Padler.
Oh, I didn't see that, but it looks like they're lapping somebody here. That is the back marker of your GT3 class. Meanwhile, Matthew Elmore, he was in an incident earlier, I believe, and he's trying to work back up through the field. So let's drop back, check out this battle for the race lead of LMP2. Looks like Nate B running away. Bejnowski is bad fast. He's running down, looks like he's lapping somebody already.
Oh, we got Prajapati. He's in trouble. What happened to him?
Well, let's take a look here.
Looks like he's just driving along, got some GT3 traffic in front of him. That's Alex Lalonde, if I know right, locks up the brakes and spins it around. Does he keep it out of the wall? He does, barely.
Yeah, Lalonde really struggling here in this wet track racing here, but now Hassett going to take over that overall lead here in that GTP number 91 machine. Hassett, your leader. Nate Bejnowski, your leader in the LMP2s, and now in the GT3s, Cameron Fader out front.
He's driving Rexy here tonight. That's a famous machine right there. They call that car Rexy.
Well, I tell you what, he is throwing that thing in there, Christian. He's sideways. You know, in NASCAR leagues, a lot of times you get these, you know, there's road racing experts. Well, in road leagues, I kind of feel like we might have wet racing experts, and maybe that's what Cameron Fader is here.
Definitely so. You know, you take a dominating guy like Alex Lalonde, and he seems out of his comfort zone here tonight. I don't know if it's just the track or is it truly the wetness throwing it all off?
I don't know, but these guys are racing hard, bumper to bumper. This is for your GT3 lead, Tyler Merritt right there with him.
Tyler Merritt going to peek on the inside of that turn. Doesn't get any run off of it. Going to go through the S's here.
Then we have Gayhart here. Gayhart in an LMP2, and he cannot get around these GT3s. That's how quick they're going, and he's finally going to get by.
Definitely on the backstretch there, just taking advantage of the speed differences. And now this is where Tyler's going to see if he can make a move on Rexy.
Absolutely, and I'm trying to figure out why our track map has disappeared. But nonetheless, we're going to keep our eyes open here, look around. Let's see how Julian Padilla is doing. Christian, what are you seeing out of this 8-car of Padilla?
I'm seeing him just trying to make this pass right here. I believe that would be for position. Just can't seem to get the run. with the track being wet like it is, you know, the racing line is going to be drier than the rest of the track. So if you step out of line, you get into some, you know, fresh wet, and it just really upsets the car.
100%. We
and
got
it goes around. As
we
were talking about, it locks it down.
Yeah,
don't careful.
His ears must have perked up, Christian. He heard him being mentioned on the broadcast, and he loops it around. Julian Padilla going to try to get that thing back going, going to fall back to the 6th position.
Able to keep it off the wall, but definitely commentator's curse as we see CK whipping it around the track in that 88 machine to LMP2.
Christian, what do you know about this guy right here?
I know that he is the GOAT and made this broadcast tonight possible.
Michael IRacing. Yep, in that 4th position here for your GTPs. In the 57 machine, he is running pretty good here, right in the middle of the pack for the class. So he's going to keep it rolling. As we look through the field here, we have Jake Young currently running in the 4th position of your GT3s. That's a good-looking Rolex machine there, huh?
Definitely is. One of the better cars on the track tonight, I'd say.
As an LMP2, going to get around him. Then we drop back here. Michael Ford, currently running 5th with GT3 class.
Driving that Aero McLaren machine.
Well, I tell you what, I wonder if Alex Delani has ever seen rain, Christian. You think he might just live somewhere where it doesn't rain?
You know, he must live in a dry climate like the desert, you know. Definitely doesn't leave the house if he sees one drop of rain, and he was forced to come tonight.
Yeah, you know, rumor has it when he sees a storm rolling in, he gets terrified. Oh, we got one.
Oh, we got a car sideways.
Yeah, that's the 11 there. Let's try to find who that was. That is Nate Orlowski. In the 8th position in the LMP2.
Doesn't seem to be damaged. Just, you know, I'm probably trying to cool his tires off right now. Kind of easy to do that when the track is wet. You can just find the puddles and hit them. Speaking of puddles, running P3 right now.
Yeah, puddles right there. Look out! The 22 spins out right in front of him.
Puddles about got puddled.
It was Marco Benetti.
Puddles using the Intimidator button. You know, going through the S's right here. Just Marco just gives it too many beans and spins it on around.
Yeah, well said there. The Intimidator button was used just like on old NASCAR Thunder there, huh?
Definitely so.
Well, it looks like we got a... Is this a battle for the lead? No, I think that's another class. Yeah, there we go. So the 2nd place car for your GTPs is Dan Kohler here. He is 3 seconds behind your leader, Hassett. Sorry.
It's definitely going to take a mistake or a pit struggle from Hassett to be caught at this point. Just out on a Sunday drive. I mean, no, it's still early. We're only 11 minutes into this race, but, you know, early lead for Hassett.
And as we look at the board here, you got your quick times on the board, so you can kind of tell the difference here between the class. GTP's running around 120 per lap, and LMP2's around 124, and then GT3's as one takes a shortcut. That's where I would run, Christian. If I was out there, that would be my line.
Yep, that was Michael Hickman. Definitely going to have to serve a slowdown for that one.
Well, Christian, the good thing with me, when I get a penalty in road racing, I'm so slow, normally it just naturally goes away because it thinks I'm slowing down.
Yeah, you know, when you just slow naturally, you don't have to worry about off tracks.
And Owen Prajapati wrecked it again. I tell you what, this guy wrecks a lot, Christian, but he is quick.
Let's see what happens here. He's going into the turn on the. Is he on the outside there? Yep. Oh, just loops it around. That's what I mean by. Oh, almost hits a car.
Good
Watch
save.
out, Rexy!
Rexy coming for him.
Down.
You might be in a GTP, bud, but I'm bad fast. Here comes Rexy in that GT3.
It looks like he's regathered himself. Tyler Merritt, that Lamborghini.
That's a good-looking Lambo, Christian. Now, if you were running a GT3 and you could pick any of them, which one are you going with?
You know, I'm more of a Mercedes man myself. I don't really see too many of those.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any Mercedes out here tonight, but you know, my one to watch, Jake Young in that bad, fast BMW GT3. That's what I would be in if I was out there. That is one good-looking machine.
Well, the only reason I owned a BMW is because of you, and you would not be out there because the track's wet.
You're right. Well, it's starting to dry up, though. I'm not seeing any water thrown up, so maybe I would leave the pits right now. We're 14 minutes into this race. I'd probably start rolling out of the pits right about now.
It definitely depends on what part of the track you're on. It looks like the backstretch has a little bit of water on it, but through the S's might be drying out, which is a good chance to get some speed if you're the better on the dry. Looking at, you know, back towards Alex Lalonde probably. He might be starting to get an advantage now that the track's drying out.
One off the track here in front of Catola. Catola takes back the lead for the LMP2 class.
That's Michael Ford off the track.
So Nate Bejnowski drops back 2 seconds behind Catola. Must have had an incident there. So he gives up the LMP2 lead. And it looks like our GTPs are coming down pit road already, Christian. I wonder if they're changing their tires.
You know, probably started the race on wets and switching over to dries. Do we have a tire overlay, Blake?
I am looking at now when there's alternate tires like we had in the Indy cars. I did have a notification, but here it is just blank. So no idea who's on what.
Unfortunate, but however, we're watching our GTP leader, Stephen Hassett, right now, sending it down the front stretch. Has he pit yet?
I believe he has not. Let's confirm that here with the Hutchison Motorsports TV pit strategy board. He has not pit. 11 laps down, and he continues to send that thing.
So it's going to be interesting to see. You know, those tires are going to be getting hot now if he is on wets. I mean, he could have started the race on dries, and he's just that good to be able to keep the car, you know, straight, but highly unlikely, I'd say.
Yeah, meanwhile, we drop back here to our third place car for the LMP2s, Daniel Wynn Roberts. Christian, he comes from Wales.
All the way across the pond in Wales.
Oh, shortcut. That's the shortcut I'd take.
Yep,
Puddles.
there's another shortcut for Puddles.
Puddles taking the shortcut. I tell you what a great decision by Puddles.
You know, let's go ahead and cue. I'm going to radio into Puddles right now and see what he says. Puddles, this is Christian up in the booth. You got a copy? Hey, Puddles. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here.
Puddles continues to run. He is in the second position. It appears Casey Catola has head down pit road. He's the first LMP2, so this is going to be the first time, Christian, we're going to see multiple stops for all these guys, I assume. I don't think they're going to be good to go the rest of the way.
I don't think so. I don't really know what the fuel percentages is. I'd say if it's 100%, they make it, but I think by the end of it, the tires would be screaming. You know, this is an older track. I'd assume it's an older surface. I could be wrong there.
Yeah, but Tyler Merritt now your leader for the GT3s. I believe our GT3 leader came down pit road. But we jump up here. Stephen Hassett, still your leader. Dan Collar in second. And then Nate Bejnowski, your leader of LMP2. And Christian, he's your third overall leader, too.
Definitely so.
But he's down pit road, so he's going to give up some spots.
Yeah, nothing to be concerned about, though. There's probably going to be more pits from the people that staying out now in the future. You know, I think it doesn't matter as much in the GT3 class as it does the GTPs. The GTPs, when they come out, their tires are just horrific when they're cold.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that. But right now we are watching the anime diehard fan, Sam Trotter. I tell you what, this guy loves anime more than anybody I've ever seen. He might even like it as much as our buddy, Aaron Poplin.
You know, it is impossible to like anime more than Aaron Poplin. So, I mean, I hate it for you, but Sam Trotter, you are not the biggest anime fan.
Yeah, boy, I tell you what, Christian, we need to make these two meet each other. They would have a lot to talk about. all they do all day, watch anime 24/7, and occasionally he'll hop off the anime and get on the iRacing, but I'm sure he's got it on the TV in the background.
You know, you probably wouldn't even be able to understand them because they probably just talk Japanese to each other.
Absolutely. And, you know, can you believe Aaron Poplin, he actually goes to Japan like 3 times a year at least, usually more.
You know, you can't play with money, you know?
Yeah, you know, he's just got money to blow. He loves anime so much, he'd rather just spend all his money on it. But nonetheless, we jump around through the field. Nate Bejnowski, that is confirmed how you say that name, folks. I have confirmed that. Here he is running in the 3rd position.
I'm going to stick with Nate B because I know I pronounce it wrong every time.
But he continues to roll. We've seen him lead some laps, but Michael Hickman, your leader for the class, but he has not pit yet, I don't think. And then we drop back to GT3s. Tyler Merritt out front here.
Side-by-side action right there. Tyler Merritt making his way down the long backstretch here. Beautiful facility, I might add.
Yeah, looking good here. Got some RV diehard fans. I tell you what, they've stuck it out through the rain. It's been raining all week long. They didn't care.
Definitely so. Let's talk about the facility a little bit. This is actually owned by NASCAR. It's part of their IMSA and track group portfolio.
I did not know that. You think NASCAR will ever come here, Christian?
I think they've actually ran here in the past. I believe there has been recently a truck event or 2 here. I can confirm that.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I do remember hearing about that. That would be interesting to see some cup racing around this speedway. But Michael IRacing, he once again made this race happen with his generous donation to the league. Put a W in the chat for the GOAT of the night, Michael IRacing. But we check out the chat here tonight. All our great fans. We got Steve Tucker. How do I join this league, Steve? Check out in our Discord. There is a channel called Our Broadcasted Leagues as one flies off the track. Go over to Our Broadcasted Leagues and you can join in. They'd love to have you here. There's going to be 1 round remaining in this season. Next week, we're going to be at Daytona. But then season 4 is going to start up here in less than a month.
Cody Moore in the chat says he's going to bring us double wide to Daytona next week.
Absolutely. And folks, if anybody else is interested in joining MCR, again, check out the description in our video. Join our Discord. And if you're already there, great. Head on over in our Discord. There is, again, a channel called Our Broadcasted Leagues. Find it. It is in there. MCR. Join them up.
I did some investigating on a previous conversation. The Cup Series is never officially scheduled at Road Atlanta. The closest Cup it got is testing. But the Busch Series ran back here in 1986 and 87. But however, no truck races. That's the only thing they've done is just test here recently.
Now, Christian,
You know
who won those Busch races back in the 80s?
It was actually Morgan Shepherd and Dale Jarrett in that order.
All right.
You know, one thing I'd say is, you know, we have these oval fans.
Oh,
NASCAR.
he dumped him.
We got a turn. We got throw wide on a road course. Gonna watch that again. Sam Trotter right here, just minding his own business. The traffic comes in on the inside. He doesn't expect the car going off the track.
Yeah, it looks like Trotter takes the hard right there. Didn't know he had a car right there with him. Yeah, he just kind of junks himself, and then the cars try to get going, and they got damage. And Christian, and these cars, I know that is big damage.
Definitely is. You know, oh, he's trying to get straight and almost gets hammered. It's kind of just going to shake up some things here in the GTP class. Unfortunate turn of events. You know, a car went off to his left. He tried to cut right, and then, you know, just got the door closed on him.
Now, Christian, I'm going to take the drone out, and I'm going to show you something that our fans really need to see here.
Whoa, getting around Rexy right there. We're watching Ian Dredden.
I'm flying this
Work
drone
his way
around.
around the GT3. Yeah, careful, Blake. Careful. That's expensive drone, okay?
Really, really tight here. Now, take a look at this paint. I'm really close. What do you see, Christian? I'm trying to focus on this drone.
I see Hutchinson Motorsports TV on board. What a beautiful machine that is. Blake, I'm not even, I now know why I'm sitting at home broadcasting remotely, because you put every penny we had into that paint.
Yeah, well, I'm going to fly the drone away. Yep, Christian, you might have to do the same next week as well. I don't know. At Daytona, I might let you fly out here as long as you got some air miles to cover it.
Yeah, I will, you know what, I'll just take the 10-hour drive down to Daytona myself. How about that?
All right, that's good. Well, as long as you're willing to pay for it, I guess we'll have you down there at the track. But next week, folks, next week is going to be our season finale here with Motor City Racing. We're going to be at the Daytona Road Course. And if you want to join this league, now's a better time than any. I know a lot of people are scared to join a league at the end of the year. Well, they want to have you here at MCR. They want you to join us here at Daytona next week for the finale. And then season 4 is going to happen here in, I believe, less than a month.
Just exciting times here in this league. A lot coming up soon.
We drop back. Puddles here running in the 7th position. Not sure what got into Puddles. He has fallen on the board.
You know, I would try to cue his in-car radio again, but we know he's a man of many words.
Hop on board. Puddles did not want us to strap this camera in, but when he looked away, I snuck into the car. I got it in there. The Hutchinson Motorsports TV gyro pan.
So just you know, on board cam, you see the elevation change on this track. It's insane.
100%. We jump around. Let's see how our buddy Alex Lalonde is doing here.
Took over the GT3 class lead recently and is honestly way ahead right now. I don't know. Wow.
I'm going to guess he has a pit or something here, Christian. Let's pull it up. Oh, no. Hang on. This might be difficult. Give me a moment so we can find it. I have stuff moved around right here, so we're not going to have that information, but I'm going to guess he didn't, because he is way ahead now, and he was way behind before.
You know, this might be, though, 25 seconds. If he's found the speed in the dry now, he could pit, come back out, you know, not too far down, and be able to reel it in. So it might be a good move for him.
Yeah, we'll see.
Race leader.
I mean, maybe he's just flying out there. You know what? Let's go ahead. Pull up your Hutchinson Motorsports TV lap times. Give me a moment. Let me find the correct window again. I have all this stuff moved around for this series. We're used to oval racing, so we have a different setup. Any minute here, folks. Any minute.
Do, 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 do.
Here we go. So here's some lap times here, folks. Take a look. The last 5 laps. We're comparing Lalonde to, well, those are 2 LMP2s we're comparing them to. That's not really fair.
Dope.
Yeah, so I don't think I can sort it by class, which is kind of stupid. So, yeah, we got no info for you, folks.
You know, that might be where he's at in the actual order. He might be
definitely is.
He might be so fast. He's in the LMP2 class.
No, that's definitely what it's doing. Yeah, it's pulling in people nearby, which are LMP2s. So we're going to see how it works out for Alex Lalonde. We're going to take our first break of the evening, folks. We're going to go Hutchinson Motorsports TV side by side. You can check out this new MCR logo on the overlay. Take a look at it. And, folks, let's give a shout-out, harpoondesign.com. Head on over, harpoondesign.com. Brantley Roden can make you a paint. They start at only $25. Best paints in the business. We'll be back in a moment. are back here at Road Atlanta with Motor City Racing here. Ian Drennan, your GTP class leader, while Nate Bejnowski out front in the LMP2s. Alex Lalonde, still your leader in the GT3s. You know, Christian, maybe this track just dried up and he got going.
Definitely Alex Lalonde putting on a clinic here. We were worried about him at first. Turns out, you know, like you said, you know, just if there's a chance of a thunderstorm, he stays inside shivering.
Absolutely terrified of storms. You know, Christian, you got those people when there's a storm, they're always, you know, freaking out, going to buy bread and milk. You know, he's probably door dashing a bunch of milk and bread to get to his house when there's just a little scattered thunderstorm coming in. But it's finally dried up, so Alex Lalonde has sucked it up, and he's now wheeling that thing, and he is known as the GOAT of GT3s for a reason.
Definitely so. You know, I live right here on the East Coast, Hurricane Alley, if you will. But, you know, a lot of people around, if there's a storm coming, oh my God, we gotta go get some milk, we gotta go get some bread. Oh, we need to evacuate. Meanwhile, I'm just, you know, I kick the lawn chair out front yard, pop a beer open, sit back and relax and watch it roll on.
I'm the same way, Christian. I'm sure you know, we had those tornado scares earlier in the year. I changed nothing throughout my day. I mean, freaking out's not gonna help you out any, so I'm just chilling, and if a tornado comes, well, what am I supposed to do?
What you got to do is you got to run out your front door and throw your beer at it. And if it doesn't hit the ground, well, you're already gone anyway.
And we look around here on the speedway as Alex Lalonde putting on a clinic out front on this dry track. Let's see what's going on in your LMP2s. Nate Bejnowski out front, 2.7 seconds.
You know, you got 18-second lead in GTPs, 2.7 seconds in LMP2s, and 22.5 back in GT3s. You know, you see who the better drivers on the track are tonight.
100%. And, you know, Nate here is actually running 6th overall, Christian. So he's beaten, well, never mind. There's 2 GTPs that are out, so that's why. But nonetheless, he's pretty quick here tonight.
Definitely so. I've seen a couple times Graham Gurley has sent it around.
Now, one thing
in 10th position of LMP2.
I like to throw out here, Tyler Gayhart. He's actually got a lot of speed, but I think he's been involved in a couple incidents. He's sitting in the 5th position of the LMP2s, but as you can see there, he's actually got the fastest lap.
Yeah, pretty impressive, I'd say.
Graham Gorley looks like he's crashed about 8 times tonight. Let's see what happens this time. This guy is struggling out here, Christian. They need to get him off the damn track.
Just going up that hard turn and the
shortcut.
S's. It's always the S's. Just, you know, cutting the S's.
Oh, he does his little
stop.
Christian, again, I would have just kept going on that because, again, I'm so slow. That penalty's going to go away naturally. But Graham Gorley out of Canada, he is not very good here. Oh, he almost causes a pile up there, but keeps it rolling. He is not very good here tonight as the track is drying up.
Definitely playing checkers as everyone else is attempting to play chess.
100%. And then Christopher Damcaller, we saw him lead some laps earlier, but right now he's in 4th. He's been involved in an incident or 2. And then here's Puddles. This is a paint we see a lot of, Christian. These teammates have the exact same paint. Is that normal in road racing? These guys usually have the identical paints?
And, you know, actually that is the case, whether it be, you know, in Formula 1 or GTPs, or excuse me, IMSA in general, as Puddles is going to go off-roading. He doesn't care about the track limits. Nonetheless, though, teams usually run the same average for both cars.
Interesting to see as our native out of Wales across the pond, Daniel Wynne Roberts in that 23 car, sitting in the 3rd position of your LMP2 class.
You know, we're seeing a lot of cars cut those S's. The S's aren't just a section, they're more of a trust exercise, and these people are not very good at the game of trust fall.
100%. And Michael Hickman here in the 97, back in the 6th position with your LMP2s. Then we got Tyler Merritt here. We saw him, you know, Merritt was actually just taking over the race lead. I'm guessing Lalonde must have pit or something here, Christian.
Probably so, but you know, still second place, 18 seconds back. But I don't think he's gonna be able to will that in. You know, a lot of these faster cars have caught the GT3 field. You know, in IMSA, you don't just look in your mirrors; you live in them when you're a GT3 driver.
Yeah, I'm looking, you know, I don't have the pit strategy board available, but I do have some data here. Looks like Lalonde pit on lap 24, while Merritt pit on lap 14. So, yeah, he definitely recently pit. I don't know what lap he's on right now, but I know he pit on 24, which is probably in the last couple laps.
Definitely so. So, gonna see if he can start that charge up. Ladies and gentlemen, Road Atlanta looks nothing like that.
Yeah, you know, it's nice and blurry for you, but here we are at Road Atlanta, Motor City Racing, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Chance of rain has passed through, thankfully. It's clear now. 9-mile-an-hour wind. That's all we got. And in the meantime, folks, be sure to click that like button, subscribe to the video here. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the world's #1 streaming service. And folks, if we sound a little off tonight, my voice is struggling. Last night, I was at the dirt track and I announced for about 10 hours straight.
So one thing I'm seeing too is since it stopped raining, the track temperatures gradually rose. We're up to 103 degrees on the track.
100%. They're wheeling these things around. Ian Drennan is flying. He is still your overall leader. 22-second gap to second here. All he's got to do is stay out of trouble trying to get around this slower traffic in front of him.
You know, this isn't just multi-class racing. This multi-class mayhem as he's going to have his work cut out for him ahead as he has a GT3 task and LMP2. Can't pass it. We're going to have to take this turn first. He's going to try to pick the GT3 off at mid-turn. Isn't able to.
This is madness right here, Christian. Cars from every class right here. Drennan trying to get around about 6 lappers.
There he goes. Passes a GTP for good measure, too. And he just, you know, zooms past this traffic like it isn't even there. Driving off into the sunset, heading down the long backstretch here before turns 11 and 12.
You know, Christian, I'm starting to figure something out here. I believe this is Ian Drennan's first race ever in that Hutchinson Motorsports TV paint, and it is no surprise that he is probably going to win this race. There's something about that HMS TV decal that just adds speed. We've seen it with Chad White in other series. He just turned into a madman as soon as he started running this HMS TV broadcasting car, and Ian Drennan's doing the same here tonight.
Definitely so. This track here, it's 1 hour, 12 turns, and 1 heartbeat.
As we take the drone out here, folks, flying around. Let's zoom out a little bit. I think I can get some altitude here, folks. Let me see. There we go. Going way up. Let's see how high we can get this baby. We might pass the blimp up here, Christian.
Keep an eye out on our blimp. Don't hit that thing. Look at us go.
There
Completely
it is.
necessary shot, ladies and gentlemen. The trees, don't mind those. They are not placeholder fake trees, I promise.
We are flying around. Oh, gosh, we are losing signal, ladies and gentlemen. The drone, we've lost it.
Oh, man.
Well, there goes another drone, Christian. Nonetheless, though, you're going to see on your screen, take a look at this. The Harpoon Design blimp flying across your screen. Ladies and gentlemen, are you looking for an iRacing livery, whatever they call it? I call it a paint. Head on over, harpoondesign.com. He doesn't do these road cars, though, but he does basically every other car. He is the best in the business. Head on over to harpoondesign.com. Paints start at $25.
We got to check on our boy Puddles. Something happened.
Oh, let's take a look here. Puddles jump.
You know, is that Alex Lalonde possibly? I know he has a teammate that drives the same car.
Oh!
Just, you know, cooks it into the turn, spins it around.
Let's rewind this a bit here, Christian. Hop on board in the Hutchinson Motorsports TV cockpit view. Puddles. I think he thought this car was going to take a hard left, and he just kind of freaks out when the stinky brakes. It looks like.
Why don't you try to cue Puddles' in-car and see what he has to say?
Now, he actually has turned that off. We don't even have access to his car right now.
Oh, man. I don't mind. He later pit right after that incident, I might add.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I will probably would as well, but we look around through the field. Nate Dejnowski, your leader for the LMP2, still Casey Catola in second. Third place, still Daniel Wynn Roberts, who has actually disappeared. Oh, he's on pit road.
Oh, man.
So hopefully that's a planned pit stop. I'm not sure what the fuel situation is for them. But Tyler Gayhart here, currently running fourth, looking to take over that third position. And he will.
Look at that shot, you know, just roaring it around this beautiful facility, I might add. Pay no attention to the fake trees next time we're in the Trone. It's a beautiful facility, I promise.
100%. Tyler Mantle here running fourth with your GT3s. He is, I believe, teammates with Alex Lalonde. Tyler Merritt back into the race lead for the GT3s. 23-second gap, so definitely a pit difference between the two. See how this thing ends up as we still got about 16 minutes left to go here.
Yeah, and if they can make it all the way, you know, Alex honestly has no chance here. So we're going to see a different winner today in the GT3 class. You know, I don't know if you had the power rankings up, but Alex Lalonde was leading the power rankings for this entire series.
Yeah, actually, and not only just the series, every series. Alex Lalonde top of the board with all Hutchinson Motorsports TV series. Folks, if you don't know, on our Discord every week we update our power rankings, which includes every series, which is the All-American Cup series on Thursdays, the GLSR Truck Series. They're not in there yet, though, because they just started. And then on Tuesdays, the Stars and Stripes Series, as well as MCR here. So all four series together in one power rankings, and Alex Lalonde #1 after dominating every week. And it looks like he's going to get a top 2 here, at least tonight.
Definitely so. So tune in and see if he stays on top of the board next week. And to see the full results, we don't post it everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. You have to go to the Discord.
I mean, come on, folks. We at least got to get something out of it. You can at least join the Discord, view our power rankings, and don't forget, drop a like and subscribe. Rumor has it, if you subscribe to the channel, you get extra points on the power rankings. Absolutely, Ian Drennan, your leader, still trying to get through traffic. I tell you what, he has been a wheelman here tonight, working through this traffic.
So every time we turn around, definitely stay in the traffic. Prototype power, life-threatening, threading a needle at 180 miles an hour. My oh my, doesn't get better than that.
Christian, don't you wish they would add that NASCAR prototype car on here?
I definitely would, you know, and if that was the case, we'd have to get a good old CK to put it in there for us. You know, I'd will it around here. Hutchinson Motorsports TV would be in the Hendrick, what do they call it? Hendrick prototype? I'm not sure, but definitely.
You know, honestly, Christian, I don't think you would qualify for a Hutchinson Motorsports TV sponsorship, unfortunately.
You know what? If it wasn't going to rain today, you had said you wanted to put me in a car. I'm just going to out that.
Well, nonetheless, we saw you. Oh, look out, he dumped him! Wow!
Oh, there's going to be a fight after this one. He is pissed.
Was that Alex Lalonde or was that the other Mustang paint?
I'm seeing it.
Was not
Alex
Lalonde.
Lalonde went off the track.
It was Tyler Mantle. Tyler Mantle just flat out junked him. Let's take a look, fellas, as we rewind this. Find the Hutchinson Motorsports TV chopper cam. Let's get a better view.
Right there.
All right, we're going to go back. All right, so he comes off the corner. We're watching Tyler Mantle here in that 2-car, GT3 out front. The 11's going to go by. Ian Drennan going to go by well. Mantle says, you know what? I'm sick and tired of dealing with it. Wham!
Turns him going into the turn, sends him across the track.
He says, later, loser. Boy, he just did it so smoothly. That was honestly impressive. Wow.
That was, oh, man.
That's how
like
it's done.
He's done it before. Tyler Mantle sees red here at Road Atlanta.
He's definitely done this before, Christian. Look how smoothly he does this. He's just on a Sunday drive. He's like, you know what? I don't really want to squeeze up here. Later, Barbie.
Later, Barbie, for sure.
Tyler Mantle. Is he the new GOAT?
Turns out him and Ken do not get along very well. That's what I'm talking about.
Boy, that was brutal. Now, so who was it he turned here?
I'm not seeing it. I mean,
Looking
gotta
at
find the pink Barbie car. Hold on, I got this. Hey, Bobby.
Nate Orlowski.
Into Barbie.
Nate
He's
Orlowski
in our
here
Barbie girl.
in the 11 just got jumped by a GT3 of all things.
Look at this cluster back there. Rexy's in like a little time warp.
About 5 cars lined up here. They're starting to lead the GT3s. Orlowski's trying to regain some ground back in the 97, looking to junk him now. That's Hickman in the 97. So we jump back up front here. Ian Drennan, your leader by 15 seconds. It appears Trotter might be reeling him in a little bit.
Definitely so. He's going to be catching some traffic here before the end of this race, though. So we're going to see if that helps any with the reel in.
And we're looking at the chat. We got Connor Gerard, Mighty Donut in there. Appreciate each and every one of you coming out here tonight. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the world's #1 streaming service tonight. We are here at Road Atlanta with the Motor City Racing Series, IMSA style racing, multi-classes. You see we got 3 of them, the GT3s, the LMP2s, and my favorite, the GTPs.
But your favorite so much, Blake, why don't we see you in one of those?
Well, I'd probably just win so easily. I don't want to make them look bad.
You know, this isn't demolition racing, Blake, so I don't think you do too well out there.
I mean, damage is off, right?
No.
Oh, well, never mind then. I don't know if I want to get out there. But we're going to drop back here. Puddles, we saw him in an incident earlier. Right now, running in the 7th position of your LMP2 class. He was in 3rd.
Puddles, he's trying to get around this GT3 car, who's probably scared for his life right now. He knows how Puddles has been tonight.
He's going to stay wide, let him go by.
Wise move, you know, GT3's class, you know, it's at a disadvantage on the speed level.
Yeah, meanwhile, we jump up here to 2nd in your LMP2s. Casey Catola. Casey seems like he's in 2nd a lot, Christian.
Yeah, just, you know, trying his best. You know, maybe we'll see him get a victory at
Jumps curve there.
Daytona, definitely. Just seems to be like a league owner's curse of always finishing 2nd.
Yeah, but we keep our eyes on him. He's 7 seconds back. So, I mean, one mistake from our leader of the LMP2s, he could still have a shot at it. We still got about 9 minutes, folks. Let's take one more quick break, just a couple minutes. We'll be back for the finish of this one. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure, click the like button, subscribe to the page here, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We are live 4 times every single week, 4 weekly series going on here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV, #1 streaming service. Click that like button, subscribe to the page. We'll be back in a moment. #1 in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at Road Atlanta. We're watching Casey Catola in the second position of your LMP2 class, getting around one of the GT3s.
Definitely so, making quick work of it too.
Jumping around, Michael Hickman in the 6th position for your LMP2s. And Alex Lalonde still in second. Christian, he's reeling them in. 3 seconds separate the two. I think he might be able to get it done.
It's not if he goes off the track though. He just had an error. Gathers it up though. His tires are going to be dirty. It's going to take him a little bit to get him cleaned off so he can continue to make it his run. I don't know if he's going to have the time with just over 4 minutes left.
Yeah, you know, I honestly, looking at the last lap, they had about the same lap time. So you're probably right. We're going to see if Lalonde can make something up. But yeah, he lost some ground there. Now it's back up to 4.7 seconds. So yeah, my guess is Tyler Merritt, he's going to have to make a mistake to not win this race here in the GT3s. And I thought we'd never see Alex Lalonde not park it in victory lane for this class.
You know, the fans are booing. You know, they're not happy. They're crying for a full course yellow right now.
They're not happy. They love seeing that bad, fast number 72 Ford Mustang win it, and Merritt getting beer cans thrown out there. Christian, that might have some NASCAR fans here tonight, the way these guys are acting.
Well, no, you know, there is not a single NASCAR fan here because all NASCAR fans do is cry about there being too many road courses on the schedule. Oh, Shane wins everything.
Absolutely. That's what NASCAR fans love to do, always crying about something. Nonetheless, though, Merritt out front here by 4.5 seconds. We check our battle for the LMP2 win, up 7 seconds. Nate Bednowski about to park this in victory lane here, just a couple minutes remaining. Christian, keep an eye out. We have no freaking clue when they send the white flags here.
You know, it all depends on, I did some research. It all depends on where the leader is versus the timer running out. Basically, you know what happens when it happens.
As we're on board with your race leader, I'm going to try to catch him, hit that flag stand so we can see a white flag. Because look at the clock, yeah, Christian, we're almost 2 minutes left. So I'm guessing next time he comes around, we're going to see the white flag. You say that every week, though, Christian. We've done this 3 times.
And we've all been wrong every time, both of us. Oh, wow.
Now, to be fair, last week I said I did think they were going to throw it, but let's see where they're at right now. I don't know where the – okay, hell, who knows? This might even be the white flag. Who knows?
He is currently heading down the backstretch right now.
Who knows? The checkered might already be out for all we know. It could be over.
It's going to be close. He might be finishing this. This might be a white flag lap, but
I honestly, it'd be the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life if this was a white flag, because he crossed that probably with 3 minutes left.
Oh, no. We got less than a minute, but I think he's going to make it to the line before time expires, which means this would be white flag in the air.
Yep, white flag. I saw the flag. So there we go. So I think the timing worked out. My guess is if there's like 2 minutes left, you cross the line, they're going to throw the white. It's probably my guess, but who knows? We'll see how it works out. But Ian Drennan taking the white flag. Last lap around the speedway here at Road Atlanta. The 96 of Ian Drennan in the beautiful Hutchinson Motorsports TV paint job, trying to park it in victory lane here in the Hutchinson Motorsports TV Acura.
Made it through the S's for the final time. Heading down to the 2 right-handers, hard rights here at the further part of the track. Gonna be putting it down the long backstretch one more time.
You know, Christian, this was a big investment for us to go out and buy one of these cars. But when I did, I saw Ian sitting there in the garage. I said, bud, grab you a racing suit because you're racing.
Definitely so. Going to be taking 11 and 12 for the final time here at Road Atlanta. Motor City Racing.
Checkered flag in the air. Ian Drennan, your overall winner here, and your GTP winner. Ian Drennan wins it.
Now the LMP2 class, Nate Mendrowski into 93, making his way down the backstretch. No, excuse me. He's got some ground to go still.
Yeah, he's still got a long way to go, and right in front of him actually is your GT3 leader, Tyler Merritt. So they're trying to get to the finish here down this long backstretch, almost to the finish line.
Tyler Merritt, in the dismay of all the fans, Alex Lalande's not going to win this one. He came here tonight to put on a clinic and dominate this race. Nate did too.
Into the whatever turn you want to call this, through it. Final time, Nate B gonna park it in victory lane for your LMP2's a 93. Nate wins it. And Tyler Merritt parks it in victory lane for your GT3. So tonight's winners, Ian Drennan wins it for the GTPs, LMP2's Nate Bijanowski, and the GT3's Tyler Merritt.
You know, just exciting racing. You started out with a wet track. The rain never returned. We stayed green and dry the rest of the race. Honestly, just an amazing performance here tonight from everybody in the field. You know, we had some rough patches, but other than that.
The Barbie car just junked it down pit road, Christian.
Oh, man, I hope he's okay.
And, you know, Christian, Ian, I talked to him before the race. I said, Ian, if you win, you better not do a damn burnout. Those motors are hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Definitely so.
So we're going to check out the chat here, see if our race winners are available. Looking for Ian Drennan, Nate B, and Tyler Merritt.
I see Ian. We'll save him for last. Looking for Tyler Merritt now. Tyler Merritt to the broadcasting booth. Is that got messy, Tyler?
I have no clue. Pull him in here and see.
All right,
just say, are you Tyler Merritt? Because we don't know.
All right. Hey, Tyler, this is Blake and Christian up in the booth. Are you Tyler Merritt?
I am not Tyler Merritt. Nope.
Oh, we just saw him.
All righty. Sorry, here he is.
Thought we tried. All right, let's get him in here.
Tyler, this is Blake and Christian up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Welcome in. Finally, the one to beat Alex Lalonde here in the GT3 class. How does it feel here tonight?
Yeah.
It was really. I did not think I was gonna do it, especially after I saw how right as I think it was a lap before I got the thing from my spotter saying track is dry. I was like, he's pulling 4 seconds on me. That's not good. And I made the error of pitting 2 laps too early because I had to go back in for fuel, and it's like, when I crossed the line a while ago, I'm happy I put an extra lap in because I would have ran out of fuel actually in the last turn. I would have.
Wow.
Yeah, cutting it close there. You know, now you guys had different strategies there. Alex stayed out a lot longer than you. Were you kind of sweating it at any point, or did you think you were going to be able to overtake him back?
After I was hoping to come out of pits before him, but I forgot how long you lose time here on pit road. But I knew when I came up behind him, I was thinking, okay, he's been burning his stuff up trying to catch up to me. Let's see if I can get to him and just make him stress out, panic, and I saw him spin out. I don't know if that was just him, maybe his nerves getting to, or maybe one of the faster classes nicked him, but I saw that. I was like, oh, thank you. I was like, that's a little less stress off my shoulders having to trying to make a pass on him. And then after that, I was just like, let's just take it easy. and dial back about to about 90% just so I don't make a mistake.
Yeah, and it definitely looked like you had the advantage when the track was super wet on them, and looks like that's where you made up most of your ground. But hey, you park it in victory lane here tonight. Before you head out, you got any shout-outs?
I want to thank my sponsor, Wizards Products, for being, well, they pay my IRacing subscription also a couple cars a month. Michael, Chris, and Julian from Elliott Salary Sports, and the rest of those guys over there for bringing me on at the beginning of the year. And, do you guys know the secret about me yet or not?
Nope.
Thumbsticks won tonight.
Oh, a controller warrior, eh?
Yes, I am one. Yes, I am one.
That is impressive, getting
Oh,
it
man.
done on the controller. Well, hey, congratulations, Tyler, winning in the GT3 class here tonight at Road Atlanta.
All right, you guys have a good night. I am hoping to be back here next week.
All right.
All right.
Tyler Merritt, your winner of the GT3 class. Next up, your winner of the LMP2s, Nate Bednowski. Let's get him in here. Nate, Christian, and Blake in the booth. You got a copy.
I do have a copy.
Hey, you park it in victory lane of that LMP2. You and CK were duking it out there for a while, but you pull away there at the end.
Yeah, we were doing a little bit of team play right at the beginning there. I was sweating when I saw that between qualifying and the race, the track went basically completely dry. It was, to my eyes, there was nothing on there, but I thought, the track is lightly wet. I got to stay with the wets here. If I can get a gap to the guys behind and then pit a little early for dries, I'm going to be in a good spot, and that's exactly what happened for me.
Absolutely. Christian, what do you got for Nate here?
Just you pretty much answered the question I was going to say, to switch from the wet to the dry. Just a congratulations on your performance here tonight, winning the LMP2 class.
Thank you.
All right, and Nate, go ahead. Pronounce your last name for us.
I was going to say, now that I'm in here, it's about time I told you. It is Benarowitz, so it's fucked because it's not American or Polish, so it's Benarowitz.
All right, well, hey, Nate, I'd say we're going to remember that, but I'd probably be lying. We'll try, though. But, hey, before you head out, you got any shout-outs?
Yeah, shout out Casey, shout out the league. A lot of fun. They really supported me here. Great time racing in here. Met a lot of good friends. And then also shout out Esports Racing Canada. I got my iRacing subscription from them and a free FIA F4 car for $10 for a whole year. So if you get in contact with them, they'll get you set up if you're starting.
Man, I need to get into road racing. Seems like everybody's getting their subscriptions paid for.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, hey, congratulations, Nate. Winning it here tonight in the LMP2s. Next week, we're going to be back at Daytona for the finale.
Thank you.
All right, Nate Benarowitz, I think is what he said. I think I was pretty close. But now it's time to pull in our GTP winner, Ian Drennan, Ian, Blake, and Christian in the booth. You got a copy?
Copy. How you guys doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing great, but not as good as you. You park it in victory lane, first time out in the Hutchinson Motorsports TV paint scheme. How does it feel?
It feels great. I hope to have represented you guys well. I was glad to be racing your livery for this one. A little bit of bad luck in the beginning, but seemed to make up for it.
Absolutely. Now, Christian, what did you see out of Ian here?
Just a dominated performance here tonight, winning the GTP class. Did you feel the extra horsepower on board thanks to our logos on the car?
Oh, of course. A little bit of go-go juice from you guys definitely helped out there, and also just motivated me to not suck for the first outing of your livery.
All right.
Definitely. So, did the rain treat you good as the tracks in the transition from dry to wet?
It did. I debated. I actually wanted to come in a lap earlier. I think the right call would have been one lap earlier, would have extended a bigger lead. But I had a moment of self-doubt, stayed out a little longer, but it was still came in. I think was the first one in on that strategy, and just glad that Casey and the guys put up so many practices so that I could figure it out. Definitely paid off tonight.
Absolutely. Well, great job. Overall win here at Road Atlanta in the rain. Next week, we are at Daytona. How are you feeling about your chances there?
I have a love-hate relationship with Daytona. Did the 24 with my MHR crew, and they're great guys. and we were in first, then third, then first, then bin it, and so we'll see. Maybe I'll do okay. Maybe I'll bin it. But I will be there racing your livery with a big smile on my face.
All right. Well, we'll definitely have to be watching that. You'll have to keep us updated and how things are going. But hey, before you head out, you got any shout outs or anything to add for our great fans at home other than they need to subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV?
Well, of course they need to subscribe. Well, just a couple things. First of all, to Casey for running an amazing league. I just found this league pretty recently, and I'm really just been blown away by the way it's run, and also the type of people that are in the league. It's just great. And then a shout out to you guys. Obviously, it's great to be running your livery, but I just am so happy you guys are here, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of broadcasting. So thank you.
All right. Well, hey, congratulations. Overall winner here tonight, Ian Drennan. See you next time.
Later, guys.
Yes, sir. There's Ian,
Ladies.
tonight's winner. Great job by him. Christian, what did you think of Road Atlanta here in the rain?
You know, definitely an entertaining performance, and I'll get to answering your question in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to announce in the GT3 class, there is no longer a race for the championship. As of tonight, Alex Lalonde has locked down your GT3 championship. It doesn't matter what happens in the next race, the championship belongs to him.
Unbelievable. You know, Christian, Alex, you know, he calls me every night asking racing tips, and for him to get the job done under our wisdom just feels great.
You know, and he's look up in the chat above us, Blake. You want to get him in here? And
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Pull him in here.
Alex, this is Blake and Christian up in the booth. I have just learned some exciting news. You are the GT3 championship winner here in the IMSA Motor City Racing League. How does it feel?
It feels great. Not so much after that race. I mean, it was a blast out there. Shout out to Tyler Merritt there for putting on an absolutely masterful performance, pulling an extra pit stop on me and still managing to win. Truly impressive. But you know, championship overall, feeling good about it. It's a shame to do it the way I did it, but we took a risk with the dry tires at the start, and not sure it was the play.
I was wondering what your strategy there was, answering the next question before it was asked. But, you know, I saw you in the chat, and I saw the message from CK here where you locked down the championship. We had to get you in here and tell you congratulations.
Absolutely, I appreciate it, guys. Great job as always. I hope I got some well-deserved ribbing in that race for my driving display today.
Hey, you'll have to
What
tune
do you
in
think, Blake?
and find out.
Absolutely, will be watching it back.
All right. Well, hey, Alex, like Christian said, congratulations on your championship here in season 3. You think you can get back-to-back next season?
I hope so. I think I'm gonna roll the dice and maybe try that new Aston Martin. So we'll see how it moves.
Well,
That's a little sneak peek. We'll see.
Well,
It's
you
not
know,
for sure yet.
This championship did get us a lot of money. I guess we'll look into buying you an Aston Martin.
I appreciate it, guys. We'll see what the team's rocking next year. I can't wait to be showing off that new livery that I'll be rocking next year and representing Hutchinson Motorsports.
All right. Well, hey, congratulations. Season 3 Motor City Racing GT3 champion, Alex Lalonde.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right, folks, that'll conclude the interviews here tonight. Road Atlanta in the rain. Good racing. You know, again, Christian, we just bought this track for the first time, our first time here, but pretty good racing. And next week, we're going to finish off things at Daytona at the road course there. We all know that that's always brings up good racing.
Definitely. So one of the most historic road courses in America. Very much so looking forward to it. I'll be at the track and not broadcasting remotely. Like Blake left me at home to my own dismay here. Kind of lonely in my room tonight.
Yeah, well, you'll have to tune in next week, folks. Be sure, though, before you head out, click that like button on the video. Subscribe to the page, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We're going to be back here Tuesday night. Stars and Stripes Series racing. Wednesday, going to have GLSR, Mr. Radiator Truck Series. Thursday night, going to have our series finale for the All-American Cup Series. And next Sunday, like we just talked about, we're going to be back here at Daytona with Motor City Racing IMSA Series. So once again, we appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight, Sunday Night Racing, Hutchinson Motorsports TV with Christian Taylor signing out from the booth. Blake Hutchinson, see you next time.
Bye.
For the first time ever, IMSA Racing, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, great flagging airs and GTV, ripping down the front straight. Right there with him. Smokes him. Oh my goodness! Oh! The whole field is junk! It's a parking lot! They door slam each other! Checkered flag in the air! It's gonna be too close to call! Oh, he just got smoked! Oh my goodness! He got dumped in the IMSA Racing! Caution is out. Oh! He's dead! Toward each other like they're junk